Hey y'all, we are back, we are back, we are back.
It's that time. Lissha, Memphis, Toni.
Hey y'all, we are back, we are back, we are back.
Lissha, Memphis, Toni.
Hey y'all, we are back, we are back, we are back.
It's that time. That she had. Lissha, Memphis, Toni.
Hey, can you hear me good?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I love that background. You see, my light is better. I'm not orange. I'm brown now.
Change of the seasons, girl. I like your head wrap, Leash.
I'm trying to learn how to, cause I be thinking it's so cute when people be wrapping their hair up. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it. I don't know. It don't be right, but I'm gonna figure it out.
It, you have that type of that look, that what's the word I'm looking for? I should know these words. I'm an editor, right? That
Yeah.
authentic look.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say that black girl look, but I just
Right. What the black girls look like? That's what the black girls look like. Oh man, see, oh man, welcome y'all. Welcome to Let's Chat. Y'all, it's so much going on.
as
It's
y'all
so
can
much.
see, as y'all can see, Lissha and I already have started.
Yes, y'all. Listen, it's so much going on just in the news. I think we're gonna have to have a whole show just for the stop in the topic in the news. Did you hear about the one city that told like 500 people they had COVID and they didn't?
Yeah.
Child, listen.
What? That's a
That's
lot of people.
that's them shenanigans I'm talking about. If you gonna tell somebody they sick, I don't care what it is. I'm gonna need you to be accurate.
Right. Right. Especially with COVID.
Right, because people associate it with like, oh God, am I gonna die or do I gotta start getting my affairs together? So when you're not sure,
Hmm.
you kind of change people's lives unnecessarily.
That's
Listen,
the
these
first
cities
thing.
is paying.
That's the first thing people think of.
Yeah,
What's going to happen to me? How my kids, my everything.
hmm absolutely. I told you that customer that called in. She said she's had it for 100 days, over 100 days. They call them 100 daysers or something like that.
Right.
And they
I
told
remember.
her, listen, if you don't heal from it, you're gonna die from it. I'm like, where's the bedside manner? I mean, where's the compassion? I mean, come on now.
Non-existent, and this is some serious stuff. I don't think people are taking it as serious as it should be because they feel that enough time has elapsed, whereas it's still in the midst of it.
Right.
We are
Well,
nowhere near
it's
getting out of
not
it.
going anywhere. The problem is we don't have enough hospitals to accommodate if everybody got sick. If
Mhm.
everybody in your city got sick, would your hospitals be able to accommodate everybody? No, it would not. And
Right.
that's what the problem is. The healthcare system is not equipped to accommodate if a lot of people get sick, like we see now.
Mhm.
People just going, and being so.
Exactly. And everybody's not doing what they should be to try to curb it as well, Leash. Unfortunately, some people still feel it's a hoax and some people don't. And there's levels of how people are receptive of it. And you can look at other countries where people have been all together trying to, eradicate it by doing what they have to do to stop the spread or to slow the spread. But here in the US, unfortunately, we have not done that.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully they're working on it. They're going to get it together. Open us up, T. Let's get it
Absolutely.
cracking.
Once again, welcome to Let's Chat Live. Leash, these lives just have such a different feel from our radio show. I just kind of hide behind our radio show without this visual of it.
Listen, it's a whole different thing being live.
It is a whole different feel. But welcome to Let's Chat Live. My name is Miss Toni. I got the one and only with the head wrap going, Miss Lissha. Lissha and I started this journey as readers because we bougie readers. We embrace that now. And but not just reading, we celebrate all walks of life. We celebrate the dopeness of it. And here on Let's Chat, we have so many people that have come through the doors of Let's Chat, and we thank them from all walks of life. But we share our platform because we never know who may be listening and who may need a word and who may need the shenanigans Leash and I spew at the start of our show as well.
Absolutely. And we like to talk a little bit, hang out with folks just a little bit sometimes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And
Nothing wrong with it.
sometimes we get some emails. That's okay. You be all right.
We just we're very transparent here on Let's Chat. As y'all can see, we could talk about anything, and we do. We're very transparent here on Let's
Ain't
Chat.
no telling. Ain't no telling. Listen, I'm just saying, if you got pearls, go ahead on and grab them, because ain't no
Absolutely.
telling.
But we thank you guys for always tuning in and supporting Lissha and I on all of our platforms. Anywhere you can pick up a podcast, you can pick up Let's Chat, except for our Facebook Lives are exclusive to EBNY TV, Ebony TV. So you can catch our replays there, as well as our commercials. We have some great sponsors that have given us material to put in between our shows. So go check it out. And if you'd like to be a sponsor, just send your request to thechatradioshow@gmail.com. And you can see that scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And if you'd like to be a guest, you can use that email as well. We can make it happen. Thanks for joining.
Absolutely. And T made a request to me. She made a request to bring some of our music to the show. So I want to say shout out to Twisted Black. He sent us his new song. So our next live, I'm going to put in a little commercial spot so that we can play his new song. I'll try to do that for all the music. Shout out to EP Pope. He's always sending us music from his new jazz album that's getting ready to drop. Shout out to Keith Robinson. He has an album that's getting ready to drop. So we appreciate you guys always giving us, blessing us with your gifts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Karis Jordan. He always gives us music. Shout out to Marie. His fabulous wife, Marie Jordan, she's dropping a new book. So, I mean, I'll be really blessed to be able to have a lot of people that in different industries that we can always talk to and be able to have on our show. Tonight, we got a great show tonight. We're going to be talking to two fabulous ladies, China the writer, LaDonna Jordan. We're going to be talking that talk with them. So listen, y'all know when the girls get in the clubhouse, ain't no telling what we talk about.
That's right.
I'm just saying, ain't no telling what direction we go in when we get to talking. We might start talking about anything up here.
Anything.
And then later on this evening, we're going to have writer, producer, director Al Prophet is going to come and kick it with us in the chat room, tell us what he's been cooking in his creative kitchen, and all the great things and projects he has going on. I've been talking about trying to get him on the show, and I remember last month, T, I said, I'm trying to get somebody. I'm trying to see what I can work out. And so, yes, I got him.
Awesome. At least work that magic.
Yes. I appreciate everybody. So we're going to jump on in it. We got our two fabulous ladies. Ladies, I hope y'all are ready. We're going to bring y'all in.
Hi.
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 Hey, ladies.
Hello. I'm glad to be here. Doing well.
Good.
All right. Welcome to the chat room. Okay, y'all. We need y'all to introduce yourselves. Tell everybody a little bit about your literary journey and your work. We're going to start with LaDonna.
I am LaDonna Jordan. I'm originally from Houston. We moved here to DeRidder about 20 years ago. My husband has been a pastor. We're both in the school system. He works at the elementary level, second grade, third grade, and I teach junior high. So my journey started when I started to write. I started writing a lot of books, and I ended up writing. Now I have 11 books out. And now I've published. They've been self-published. Also published 3 people here in DeRidder with my own publishing company. And just recently, I started my own T-shirt line.
Come girl.
Awesome.
Yes, and China.
Okay, my name is China the writer, and I actually kind of have the same background. I am an English teacher on the 9th and the 10th grade level here in Atlanta, Georgia. I started writing officially about 2.5 years ago, and I've been writing just poems, and needless to say, need I say I was writing raps. I used to want to be a rapper. That's a whole nother story. Yes, my life is quite a journey, but I have at this time 5 books out. I have co-written a series called Tangled in a Lover's Web, and that's kind of like my introduction to the
Child,
book game.
that don't sound like a teacher book to me.
But it ain't.
Mm-mm.
It is not. It's amazing, but it ain't no teacher book.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, we always talk about a go moment here in the chat room. You know, and a go moment is when thought and execution come together. Most of the time, we are so worried and concerned about pouring into other people, making sure that we are encouraging them and all of this. But then when it comes to ourselves, we're kind of cutting ourselves short. We give ourselves tons of excuses on why we can't do something, or we put others in front of ourselves. And as women, I think it's because society has told us self-care is something that we should not be doing. It's a selfish act for us. We are to put everybody before ourselves.
That's right.
When, you know, in fact, if you put everybody before you, what's going to happen when you burned out?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be there? Because
That's right.
once you lose you, that's it.
That's right. Absolutely.
So we want to ask both of you guys about your go moment. What was that moment when you said, "Okay, I'm about to do this"? You picked up to write your first book and you decided to publish it. What was that moment like for you? We'll start with China.
Well, actually, for me, for my first book, I had a co-writer. And my go moment was when he handed me a complete transcript. See, Tangled in a Lover's Web was written while my co-writer was in prison. So yes, there's another story there, but he wrote it and handed it to me. And I said, I don't want to write something that you've already written, but I opened it up and God said, nah, you need to put your hands on this book. So I went in and started rearranging some of the characters. So he and I jumped down in it together. And one book that was supposed to be a standalone turned into 5 for the series. So my go moment was, this story is so phenomenal that we got to spin it out. We got to do some prequels. We got to do some sequels.
Right.
So that was, and after that, it just took off from there. I started editing from the people I met on Instagram. I started encouraging, consulting. So everything that I went to school for to teach to my students, I realized that, wait a minute, this works out in the real world. So that was my go moment. Let me use this education degree over here for myself.
Right.
So,
That's right.
I love it. And LaDonna, what was your go moment like?
Mine was rather different. I had a sister who was sick, who she was very ill, and I was there taking care of her. And all my life in there, as you stated, taking care of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister, before she passed, said, you need to start doing something for yourself.
absolutely.
And my purpose was titled A Woman of the Midst of It All. And the reason why I did that was because I looked at it and I viewed it because it was for her and didn't realize really it was
For you.
And I was talking about how she strengthened everyone with her illness. She was always going out thinking this is her. She's the Lord said, no, I have something for you. I want you to do. So I wrote that book. And it happened. And every day I've been doing has been journaling. Books. I'm on my book right now.
That's right. I love it. I love it. And it's funny that it takes, and not that it's funny, but it always takes something really tragic to make us kick into gear to do something. And it's unfortunate. It takes that, you know, for me, it was the death of my mom. You know, her words was, you go live your life. Whatever it is you want to do, you go do it. But it always takes that moment, that tragic moment for us to kick in the gear, as whether you get sick or you have a death in your family, or you have a separation, or anything can happen. But why does it always take for us to have something traumatic happen before we kick in the gear and decide to actually make sure that we're okay? Now, you guys are both teachers.
Yes.
We
Shout
got
out to all the teachers.
listen. Everybody teachers now.
There they are. Everyone. Absolutely right.
Everybody a teacher now.
Welcome to our world.
So how has COVID shaped the teaching career in the industry for education in itself?
I think for me, it's been, to me, it's really an uncertainty. I don't care how much of education you have, it's still a level of uncertainty that you have, because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, we're out again, but we're supposed to start back on Monday. However, we just had the hurricane, so we just been out, and it's some days we were in for a week, and it took us back out. Then we got out again, and now the schools are down. So with this uncertainty, it's just like we don't even know what's coming. We have no idea. But one thing we are certain of, that God is still good in spite of all that's going on. We do know that. So, but the COVID took a turn, because how do you explain this to children? You have the seniors, those are graduates, and I heard for them. I have a 10th grader. My last one is a 10th. And he's like, oh yeah, I get to do my grades good and quick. No, you got it harder, because now.
Right.
It's a task. It is definitely a task. I teach junior high, and then I teach special needs. So.
And China, what about you?
Well, I'm gonna be honest about something. Just a few days ago, actually yesterday, I have started the process to kind of take a leave, and I'm going to give the other side of it. I know that it is hard for the students, but there are teachers all over the United States that are walking out. It's a lot. We're expected to do the same thing that we're supposed to do in the classroom at home alone. We have students that have all type of special needs. We have to meet those needs even though we can't physically touch them. So I am taking a break as of a few days ago, and this is just a lot for me as a teacher. So my principal, when I told him, he said to me, yeah, because they're about to phase us back into the building, and I have health issues. So this is just, it's a bit much. I hear the slogan all the time. We're not dying to go back to school. And right. So it's a lot. It takes a toll on us mentally and physically. So my heart goes out to everyone who was, in a sense, forced to go back into the building with the uncertainty, putting their lives on the line to teach. I love my students, but I have a family as well. So I'm going to take it from that standpoint.
That's interesting. And I thank you, ladies, because you are teachers. I just love teachers. But as a teacher, and based on what we've all gone through since March, in addition to the pandemic, the hurricanes, as LaDonna stated, we don't know at what level our children are learning. What is your fear? What is the biggest fear that they're missing out or they're losing as a result of all of this, to no fault of anyone, especially not theirs?
Well, I will say this for the children. For my coworkers and myself, we have bent over backwards. I can't speak, for any other school, but we have met children at the school to provide them with books and resources. We had our masks and gloves on, but we are making sure that the actual education that they're getting online is equivalent to what they would have gotten in person. So there's no way that as an educator who is actually, it's just innate for me to teach. So I'm glad I have a group of colleagues that feel the same way. We don't want them to miss anything. So live sessions, and actually we're supposed to be doing live and like video recordings. None of my colleagues yet have recorded themselves teaching and uploaded. We're online live, just like I'm with you now with the students every day. So we're trying our best to make sure that the level of education is the same. The only difference is they can't touch me and I can't touch them. That's the only difference.
Right.
Absolutely. And you know, I'll say that I think for the students, it is a experience that causes growth in them in some ways.
Right.
Because they have to start learning a different way. They have to start growing in a different way. You know, we have to start teaching them because they're getting ready to literally, you're competing with the entire world.
Absolutely.
And we have to prepare them for that. And I will say, well, my son, in March, he was a senior this year. So from March to May, he did online classes.
Mm-hmm.
And this past Monday, he did his college schedule, and he was like, "I don't want any online classes."
I'm done with that. Okay.
He was like, he said some stuff, some classes, okay, might be cool, but he was like, "No, I don't like online classes," because he knew that he wasn't really there. Like they talking, and he like listening to his TikTok, and he got the video game on. Like the kids know what to do. They know how to make you think they listening, but what they really doing is something else. But it caused him to grow. So now he's in college, and he's like, "No, I don't want any online classes. I'm done with that." He wasn't here for it. He is not here for it. He was like, "I want to be able to be in a learning environment." And I think out of all of that, COVID has taught us growth. You know, it has produced entrepreneurs. It's produced. I talked to a man today. He had worked for Nestle for 20 years.
Wow.
And he said, I've been talking to my wife. To some man, I was at work. And he was like, "I've been talking to my wife, and I think yesterday I decided that I'm going to retire." So I'm like, "Congratulations, go for it."
Congrats, absolutely.
He was shocked. He was like, "Really?" I was like, "Listen, 18 years, you've been working for somebody else. You deserve it. Start your own business if you want to." It was a recorded line, but then listen, hey, they tell us to be nice to the people. I told him, though, I was like, "Start you a new business if you want to. Sit on the beach with your wife if you want to. You have earned the right."
Mm-hmm.
I think that, society has told us as adults and parents that we don't deserve to have us. We don't deserve to have peace. We don't deserve to enjoy. We have that work, retire, die mentality. You got to work, you got to retire, and then that's it. You don't have nothing in between. And I think that in today's time, people are finding that it's an in between. 85 years old, they're like, "I'm kind of bored."
Mm-hmm.
I had a customer literally tell me, "Listen, I took the mailman that comes. I take him a Coke every day."
Oh, that's sweet. Yes.
And she was like, "Because I'm bored." And I'm like, "See, we need to be able to do things." And I think that's one thing that COVID, in all of its terror and tragedy, has brought out of us. It's brought out of our creativity. Mm-hmm. It's placed a gold moment in people's lives, because a lot of times people don't realize it's so easy for somebody to sell you a dream.
Yeah. I think it's also brought out our humanity as well. Mm-hmm. Because I know a lot of people that have lost family members, mothers, fathers, uncles to this particular disease. And in the beginning, nobody thought it was real, but you can't tell me it's not real now. Right. I take it seriously. Right. So it's brought our humanity. We feel for each other.
Right.
During this time.
I think it also brought up an appreciation, an appreciation for life. And
absolutely, yes.
An appreciation for each other. Whereas before we may have taken things for granted. We may have taken a classroom for granted. We may have taken teaching for granted. Now it's in our face. So we have to acknowledge it and definitely appreciate all the hard work that teachers do. Even students, I'm sure,
they're working hard.
Appreciation of going to school and learning and being around each other. And I think it's like you said, the humanity, and I feel it's the appreciation as well for each other.
And
Yes.
everybody is woke now. Like
Oh yeah.
we ain't
Yeah.
super woke, but we ain't sleep either now. I
We
think
are.
on a grand scale, we are all up and literally paying attention. Before we were up, but we weren't really paying attention because we were distracted.
Right. Right.
Now people are looking; they're less distracted now. They're like, listen, this is not right. You
Mhm.
know, politically things are moving a little differently. Now as to things would really want to go one way, now you got some politicians like, I don't know, you know,
Okay. I'm not sure about this.
they might not hire me back. I can't roll with
Yeah.
you because I can't be into whatever you into because they gonna vote me out and
They
I
are
like my job. So
right out of there.
I'm gonna have to see what they want first. Let me find out what the people want first, and then if it's in line with what you're talking about, then yeah. But if not, I'm sorry because I'm gonna be the one on the ballot taking the hit, not you.
That's right. That's right.
Ladonna, what are your thoughts?
Can she hear us?
We can't hear you. We were saying, what were your thoughts about just the change in us as a people in the highs of COVID?
You talking to me? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. You can't hear
Okay,
us?
I can now. I can now. I couldn't hear you at first. You said
Oh,
my
okay.
thoughts on. You said my thoughts on the change.
The
Mhm.
the positive changes we've experienced as a people.
The things, all the changes that going on right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in an uproar in the beginning. Not just
I
because of
believe you.
COVID, but it just caused a lot of, like you said earlier, a lot of distraction in our lives.
Mhm.
But my husband is a pastor, and what we do
Oh, wow.
now, we're doing, everything is online, like y'all just said. And it just everything has changed, and we
Mhm.
have a lot of members who don't have Zoom, who don't have all of these social media platforms. But we literally had to go into some of them homes and connect their, computer, their
Oh, that's
phones,
awesome. Yes.
Mhm.
I love that. Yes.
to kind of them because that's where they were getting word from. And now we're still outside on the parking lot doing worship. And they just come in their cars. Some of them come in their pajamas, praise him, bless him, long as they're there. They come in their pajamas, they're
Mhm.
eating their breakfast. But the thing of it is that the message hasn't changed. Yes, what we're going through has changed, but the message doesn't have to change. Like China was talking about with the school, all of this, and I get where she's coming from because yes, they didn't give us an option. Really, they didn't. They just told us to get on back, and they
Right.
didn't give the teachers. But with my
Not at
husband
all.
and I being educators, and my son college prep, he's advanced. I felt that he needed to have at least a 2 days a week because of the fact college prep and advanced. There's some things that I can't do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he worked hard for that. He worked hard for it. So what is it that we can do? So the change, is not always pleasant, but it's necessary.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's necessary.
Mhm.
That's right.
You're absolutely right. So, you guys, we want you each to just tell us a little bit about your books. China, you've told us about your book. LaDonna, tell us about your most recent release.
My latest release was I Got You. It was a co-author with my husband. And we
Oh,
Oh, that's awesome. I like that.
you better write with your
I
book.
know that's right. That's what I'm talking about.
so wrote this book called I Got You. And the thing of it is we would always say this, in a relation when we first started dating. And when we became serious, and that was our word, I got you, I got you. And I didn't really understand the depthness of the title, I Got You. In June, we experienced a house fire. The neighbor next door was barbecuing. He went in the house and a propane tank exploded. His
Mm.
house
Oh my
burned,
God.
burned everything down. We lost everything, everything. And
My God.
we were there for like a month. And we were there with each other, just comforting each other. We were still saying this, I got you, but the Lord was steady speaking to each other. But y'all missing the
I
whole point.
got you.
My
Mhm.
words were, I got you. Oh, I got you. Why are you, why are you, I'm going to, then we moved here. to where we are now, and there'll be a hole in the roof, during the hurricane, Lord, again. But God is there to say, got you. So the book is about and really get somebody that you can life, that you can trust, that you just say, right, or whatever we go through. Yeah. So
Wow,
that's what
it's
that
Phenomenal.
powerful. It is powerful.
Phenomenal.
I can relate to that, Ladanya, because you know, whenever I ask my husband of something, and those are our words, I got you, and it's like when you say it and how you say it, it's just like a relief to be known that somebody got you. It's like a spiritual thing
right.
with me. And I when you
Yes.
said that, I just all I could do was smile inside because I said I know exactly what you mean.
Yes.
It's powerful.
It is
Just
Absolutely.
those
very,
three
wow.
words, I got you, is powerful.
Because sometimes
Yes.
it's used so loosely. Somebody will say, I got you when they really ain't got you.
And
But when
they
you
know that.
sure and
Right.
like, listen, I done fell and bust my head. What happened? I thought you had me. But
Exactly.
sometimes I got you is conditional. And I had to tell my
Yeah,
son that love is not conditional, but people are.
That's right.
And if I tell you I got you, oh, then I got you. That
that's right.
means no
Rest
matter what,
assured.
I absolutely got you. I know that but you can't trust that everybody's going to say that and mean it.
Right.
And so at the same time, you have to know that you got yourself and that God got you too. And
Mhm.
so sometimes I got you don't have to be a person because sometimes you can't
Right.
depend on
Oh,
human
I like
beings.
that. I like
Human
that.
beings change their mind like people change their underwear. They got
They
stuff.
do.
They
They
always
do.
listen. Well, I changed my mind. Listen,
Yeah.
it's some stuff you just
Yeah.
can't change your mind about. I'm sorry. You do have the absolute.
Right.
You can absolutely change your mind, but there are some things where you just can't change your mind about. But that's how humans are. So you have to know that one, you got yourself, and then
First,
Right.
two,
right.
First of all. First.
that God got you. So you don't have nothing to worry about. But to
Yes.
know that He places people in your life, so that's how He blesses you. He don't send blessings out the sky. He sends people to you to bless you. So He sends those people to you. So He sends Toni her husband. He sent LaDonna her husband. He sent y'all best friends, good girlfriends, the ones that really got you to let you know that when I say I got you, I'm going to show you how I got you. And I'm going to start placing people around you strategically that got you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got a
That's right.
business venture?
And
Here
then I'll
goes Susie. Susie got you. I
Got
sent her
you.
to you. Mm-hmm.
Support you. That's
I
right.
loved
Get
it.
out
I
of the
loved
way so
it.
that those people can get you. You got to get out of your own way.
You do. You do. You absolutely do.
yes,
Me
most
and
definitely.
Toni talked about that yesterday. Sometimes, you be in your own way.
That's right.
Yeah.
You be in
Yes.
your own way, and sometimes you have to step back because I know for me, I'm a micromanager. I'm like boom, 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 boom.
I
If
am
I ain't got
too.
my if I ain't got my hand on it, it's something wrong. But
I do too.
I have to learn. I have to step back sometime and let whatever gonna happen happen. They be like, you ain't got nothing
Yes.
to say, no. I got nothing to say.
I'm gonna let it ride.
All right. What you want me to say? Apparently this right here is not my business.
That's right. That's right.
I'm sorry, P. Go ahead.
I want to ask LaDonna, what has changed about yourself and your outlook on life during this COVID? And I want China to chime in as well. How different do you want to be coming out of COVID than you went in?
I've always been a person who always helped others. And God really, just like what she just said earlier, God really got me to myself and really just had me to focus on what it is my life, what it is that He has for me. And because now I can't go. I can't go and run. I can't run it.
Right.
I can't run it because that's what I've done. But
Right.
then He put me in a place now to focus on my God given assignment and to do what it is that He would have me to do. because it's not about me. It's
Mhm.
No,
not
it's not. No, it's not. You're right.
at me. You have to do, baby. You got to focus on you.
Mhm.
You got to do. And so with that, is on real quick. I didn't tell anybody this. I started a clothing line called Unique, and it's about
What?
the way that I carry. And, and the
All
thing
right.
of it is because joke with me because I wear stilettos with jeans. I was everywhere I go, and they laugh at me at school because
Okay.
that's all I wear. But my husband have a fitness line because he lost 65 pounds during the COVID. So he's
Oh
on there.
my
So now we sort of
Oh my God.
I
he
can't say
lost the
a
weight.
thing.
So we sort of
I lost weight too during this pandemic.
he started a
Wow.
fitness clothing line, and the classy lady because they call me the little bougie, but it's okay.
That's all right.
And I started that, but it was only because God was showing me, listen, I have a lot in store for you, and you can't do it being there for everybody. In
Right.
order for me to bless you, you have to wait and let me do it. And
Mhm.
that's what changed me. What thing is that I have to stop focusing on everybody else and focus on me.
That's right.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
China?
China.
Well, during what I discovered during this pandemic was exactly what she said. I discovered what my purpose is. God actually made that clear about 2 months ago. He said that my purpose was to inspire. And I'll tell a quick story. Outside of the first book that I wrote with my co-author, I was online on Instagram one day and I was watching an interview. And after the interview, I was inspired, but I put out a post that was a joke. I was just joking. So somehow I was saying I wanted to write a book with other people. So all of a sudden, all these people started adding me. I want to write with you. I want to write with you now. I just started writing in 2018. So I had to step back and look at that. And I said, well, wait a minute. At the same time, I'm looking at all of the media on Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. I'm watching all of this. And I said, well, wait a minute. I'm a teacher, so I don't have a whole lot of money. So what can I do? What can I give to this cause? So it hit me. Grab 5 or 6 other Black female writers and write a book
And it,
and give all the money from the proceeds of the book to the hashtag Say Her Name movement. So the book comes out on Halloween, but it's what I discovered was when those ladies started coming in, I did not realize that a couple of them had never really written a book before. And when we had our first Zoom meeting last week, when I tell you, they were so grateful to be a part of this project because a lot of people aren't really fond of you putting your hard work into something and then you give all the money away. But when I tell you they were so excited to do this and the stories are phenomenal, it's called Sister World. And what we did was we created a world where Black women are running everything. And in this world, everything that you would see a man in, that's the woman's like president, everything, Black woman. So it is, and it's called the Twisted Tales because it's all of the stories are exactly what you would not expect from a woman. You would expect male behavior. Like it's interesting because we have a female in the book. One of the stories, a female is the head of a mega church. You rarely see that. So
Mhm.
it's phenomenal. But this pandemic has let me know that I find more joy in helping people. My co-author used to tell me all the time, China, you got to stop editing for free. I'm like, but I like doing it. So he said, no, your time is worth money. So I'm learning now to charge something, but I just get so much joy out of seeing somebody else's work come out. I don't know what that is about me, but I just haven't charged really anything yet. But I know that that's God working through me. I
Mhm.
know.
Absolutely.
on that note, can I say,
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I've been writing now for years. And I'm going to help you, and I get it. Trust me, that is your God-given purpose, and I get it. And I used to do things for people all the time. And the Holy Spirit gave me this last year. And I was just making shirts and just doing all kind of stuff. And this lady said, you're too gifted for that. And my slogan for my t-shirt line is, last year I did favors. This year I'm doing business.
I like
You
that.
can't
I like it. I
You
like it.
have to learn eventually. You're going to have to, in order for God to use that gift and for you to be able to benefit and bless others at the same time, He gave you that gift for a reason.
Mhm.
Use it. Get the listen. When God gives you a vision, He also gives you provision. So since He gave you the vision to write, He sent people your way so you can be a blessing to them. Buy the
Thank
edited, and
you.
they're going to
I love it.
see.
Thank you. Thank you. So I needed that. I needed to hear
Oh,
that.
girl.
Absolutely. And then, even me and T, we were just talking about this not too long ago.
Mhm.
You have to be okay with what you charge as well. You have to know your worth. You got to
That's it.
charge your worth, and you got to be okay with what you charge. Because if you get tired, when you get tired of being discounted,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
got to take yourself out of the discount aisle,
Right, you do.
and you got to put yourself in the other aisle. And everybody may not go down that aisle, but that's okay.
That's right.
Right.
You have to say for yourself and your brand what it is that you want. You can still help people. You can still bless people, just
Right.
not for free.
Right.
See, they
Right. I received that. I received you guys are right. I received that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
That's right.
Now, tell us what's next. China, LaDon, she has her fashion line. They got her t-shirts. Her husband doing his thing. Like, they over there moving around. Tell us what's next for China.
Well, actually, when I started this journey 2 years ago, one of the things that was a passion of mine was to work with the prison system. I was talking to my father one day about 2 years ago, and I said, Daddy, you know what the best stories in the world are? He said, where? I said, in the prison system. These people have testimonies. When I tell you in my DM on Instagram, I have so many people that are they're incarcerated as we speak on Instagram, and they always are giving their testimony about how good God has been to them. And I said, man, I want to get those stories out to the world. So right now I'm working on trying to get into the prison system to maybe do some ghostwriting I publish my books under my own company. It's called Panhandlers Inc. And I want to be able to share testimony for not just, you know, everyone in the world, but more specifically for teenagers. Let me just back up. The first 5 years of my teaching career, I taught at an alternative school. So I worked with kids that have been incarcerated. I've worked with students who have most of my kids were in foster care. So I stepped out of that world because I lost about 8 children. They were murdered over the 5 period time. Yeah, I could not. One of my principals, he opened up his desk one day and there was a stack of obituaries. He said, in this world, in this alternative school, these are going to be the norm. We do what we can, but if you cannot take it, you need to step out of it for a while. So I stepped out of it and I went to one of the top schools in my county. But guess what? God said, I didn't tell you to do that. I told you to stay exactly where you were because I was good at it. I got so many young men out of jail. I got young girls who didn't listen to anybody. They listened to me. So I am trying to go back into that world because I know that's what I was supposed to be doing. I was being disobedient. So that is part of my journey. I'm trying to get stories from inside of the people that made the mistakes. I'm trying to get it to the young people on the outside so that they won't go in and just start working back with those children in foster care and the gang members and all of that. So that's where I'm headed.
Absolutely. And it's funny that you said that because we say that, I always say it all the time. When God tell you to move your feet, you got to move your feet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, you end up positioning yourself a little differently.
That's
And it's
right.
not that he's not going to bless you with those things that your heart desires. What it's saying is, I told you to do something and you're not ready because you can't do what I asked you to do when I asked you to do it.
Right.
And a lot of times we don't move our feet when we're supposed to move our feet based on how somebody else is going to feel. If we're going to lose people, who going to feel this way? Who going to do this? Listen, I didn't tell you to move your feet because you needed to be worried about other people. I asked you to move your feet because I need you to be positioned. And I'm putting you in position. And those that can't be in position with you are not meant to go with you because everybody cannot go with you. Where I'm taking you, it's not meant for everybody to go.
And you shouldn't move unless you consult with God first. Because when I tell you, my mom said, she said, you jumped out of it. What is it? She said, I jumped out of the frying pan into the fire. Because when I left from working with the children that really, really needed me, I ended up somewhere, and it was the worst teaching year, the worst academic year of my life. So a friend of mine who's a pastor, he told me, he said, you got to walk through it now. You got to walk through it, walk through the fire. And I did. When I tell you it was the worst, and I said I would never again make a move without consulting and waiting on God to tell me what to do ever again, because it was terrible.
And doesn't it feel like he's like, okay, I told you to go to the right.
That's
Go to the left. Go ahead. You
And
did
sometimes
want to go over there, right? That's what you asked for. Go on over there.
Go right over, right.
And sometimes because you didn't listen privately, you're gonna have to listen publicly. You know, that's real.
That's true.
It was between you and I. Now you didn't want to hear me when I was talking. Everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna
show you. Absolutely. I tell everybody, listen, you don't want God to have to show you what it is. If he tells you to move, you better go move your feet, because when he starts showing you what it is, if he tell you to sit down and you not sitting down, he's going to sit you down. And that sit down can either, you don't know what that sit down is going to be. But in that sit down, he's saying he's got to get your attention. So you need to start listening to him, because you don't want him to get your attention. When he start getting your attention, things start happening. That's right. A lot of times we start hovering. And, it's like a helicopter. When the helicopter hovers, it doesn't do nothing but kick up dirt and make a whole mess. It's not doing nothing but making a mess that you got to go clean up.
Yeah, you do. You got to clean that up. That's right.
But now, that hit me. TIQ said, that hit me, Miss Toni.
I'm here for you, girl. I'm here for you, Mindy.
But it's just true, and I think that during this time, we are all in transition. It's a reset period for everybody. And I truly believe that in this time, entrepreneurs are being birthed into millionaires.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Just.
She said the Lord's supposed to do that. It ain't nothing.
That's right.
Listen, not for play at all. Listen, you say move my feet? Where you going? I gotta move my feet. But what about that's not what was in the description. Listen, I was told to do this. This is what I'm gonna do over here. I can't be concerned about that over there. I'm going over here because I don't want no parts of it.
Right. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Okay.
Now, LaDonna and China, I want to ask you guys, what was the hardest part about writing? I know you guys are both teachers, but that's the technical side. But when you get into writing for the masses, it's a total different process and project. What was that process like for you? Because a Black woman that can write is a powerful woman. She's already strong, but she's powerful because she has those words. But what was the process like learning how to grab your voice? We'll start with LaDonna.
Mine has always been mine has always been, like you said earlier, about a lesson. Like recently, I wrote a grief journal. My brother passed away December the 30th last year, and he was a pastor, and it's just like from December to next, like every week somebody very dear to you passed away. We talked about it. And it becomes hard because you have to go back and go over the process again. However, I'm waking up a lot through the middle of the night, and I just start journaling. And I journal a lot because I don't want to forget that thought that God had brought to me. And so what it is, the hard part for me is just having to relive those things, because most of the books that I write is because of the lesson. The grief book that I wrote, because somebody was saying, somebody talks to people about how do you deal with grief. I had one brother. That was my only brother. He was the oldest and I was the middle. And so I wrote a book about grief, and I've always told him, because we treated him like he was a baby, and I would always tell him there, and I'll take it from here. And for me, I made this time in January to bury him, and that was my words. And the Holy Spirit said at the end of the message, talking at his funeral, that you sit over here and take your, I'll take it here, not realizing that I had to relive that same thing all over again. And it just started, and it just more, because now I'm having it again. So the thing of it is that it's hard when you have to go back and live that life. You know, but then again, it is better because then you manifest and bless. Once it becomes manifested, then you can bless somebody else, and then they'll know how.
Absolutely. China?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
With me, the very first, I'm a perfectionist, and that's been my problem. I wrote the same book 4 times, and it was so crazy that the first book, the first bad review that I got, I pulled the book off of Amazon after one review, and I went back and I revamped the entire book.
Wow.
And I republished it. So what I'm learning now is that public opinion, I can't take that to heart. And I definitely can't keep publishing the same book. And every time somebody says something wrong, I go, okay, well, let me take that out. Let me take that out, because I'm going to put the same book out about 100 times. So I'm learning to take it with a grain of salt. If it's something that I know, and I don't feel like they're just being mean, but if it's something that I know can make me better as a writer, then I will take that into consideration the next time I write. And it's made me a better writer. As far as plotting stories and putting myself in the shoes of the reader, trying to be more realistic about things that happen in the book. So yeah, public opinion has been rough on me as a writer. The good thing about it, we rarely get bad reviews, but that first one, I was like, she don't know me. I teach English. I do this. But I've gotten better on it.
Come on now.
That's too funny. That's too funny.
But it's true. Your reviews, this is the thing about your reviews. If that person has left a review and you can clearly see they are in their feelings about something, then that means you did your job.
Yeah.
Because at that point, your review is a message board. They can't talk to you, like pick up the phone and say, what the heck you got going on in chapter 15? How you gonna do this? Where she come from? You know, they can't do that. So they have to use their message board. Their message board is your review.
Mm-hmm.
So if they in their feelings, you absolutely did your
a good job. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your job is to put them in their feelings.
That's a way to make it positive. That's right.
Your job is to make them think something different. Think about some different ways to analyze stuff, especially say especially with Christian books. I know, LaDonna, how you had readers that said like this really touched them in a way that they didn't know how to process, because that was a portion of their life that they just really never dealt with. And they read this book and it was like, oh, so you trying to tell me I got to go back?
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a book, not what I signed up for a pastor's wife. Because I tell people all the time, I'm not the average pastor's wife.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to change people. I'm sorry, I'm just me. And I tell them all the time, if God didn't think I could handle it, he would not allow me to have married my husband.
That's right.
I'm not want to have the long gloves, the big hats, because I ain't messing up my hair. I'm just, and when I wrote the book, they were saying that, because I would always tell people I'm not the first lady. I don't do that term well. Because number one, if there's a first lady, there's another one. So
I like that. That's a good one, right? I like that.
She was like, "No, I ain't the first lady.
I am the lady.
I'm the pastor's wife. That's what you are.
I love it.
Some people really got offended, and it's not to offend you. I just want you all to understand where I'm coming from. I'm the
Right.
pastor's wife. I'm his wife, but I'm not going to change just because I'm the first lady, sit on the front row and do. That's me. I like to be out and fellowshipping, and I'm the same woman. Like, I want my nails done like everybody else. I want to be able to go and out with people, and then you're not, that's not what first lady does. Who told you that? Where's that
Right.
from?
Where'd you get that
Who
from?
told you that? Where did y'all get it from? I can't do this. My husband and I tell him all the time, we don't dance to Amazing Grace. I'm sorry. We enjoy each other. So that terminology, people took it the wrong way. And I had some reviews and it didn't bother me because, what it did for me, it just helped me to go to my next project when I started talking about church hurt. So when I started talking about church hurt, then they understood where I
You
was
just
coming
stepped on some toes then.
Yeah. She did. She did.
Yes. So that's the thing, I do utilize the reviews, because what I do is when I see something in the review, I try to use it for the next book and it tell me what my next one. So, and we're not the average couple. My husband and I, we're not the average pastor's wife. We just live life. What God called us to do. That's a ministry.
Right. It is.
It's not a manual that you have to follow page by page.
We have 4 children. We didn't do that by grace. Just saying.
She said, let me just be real with you and let y'all know.
She said, not 4 kids.
But I want people to understand it's okay for Christians to have fun. It's okay. Okay. My husband is the biggest character, I promise you. But people love him and they relate to him. And so the thing of it is, we as Christians, we need to stop being so stoic. We have to.
Yes.
We the way to reach people, be you. Be who God called you to be. Listen, you made mistakes. I make mistakes. Say the wrong thing about me and my children to my husband, then you're going to see the real me. But
listen, kids will make you good and crazy. Kids will have you in jail. They don't understand. Like, kids will have you in jail because you just like, you waiting on it. You like, I'm waiting on you to this one right here. I'm waiting on it. Like, you just waiting to act crazy.
Yeah.
It can be
an angry black woman.
Wait, I would say you the angry black woman, but it's like, I don't care what it is. It could be their school. It could be that in business. It could be anything. They could get sick and go to the hospital. It's like, didn't he ask you for some chips or some ice chips an hour ago? Well, what happened to his ice chips? No, he didn't ask you. Somebody gives you that machine. I get it myself. We come in there like, listen.
But ladies, and it don't even matter how old they are.
No.
Come on. It don't even matter how old they are. As long as they're ours, they're ours.
Absolutely. But I don't think they understand, like, they understand the crazy behind mama. They don't understand the word crazy behind mama. Like, when you say, oh, my, you crazy. Yeah, she's crazy for real. Like, your mama will hurt somebody.
Real. Yes.
So true.
Ladies, we've had so much fun with you today in the chat room. We do something a little fun on our show. So Tia's going to give you guys a fun question. Nope, I don't know what she's going to ask you. That's not part of my mission. I don't know.
Well, ladies, thank you so much. Like Lissha said, y'all got to come back because, this is your home now. So you guys are welcome.
Absolutely. I would love to.
Y'all got something on your heart? You want to talk about it? Hit us up. We'll make it happen. But as we were talking, ladies, and we are so, at the time that we need so much brightness and so much joy and light, that I'm looking at you ladies and I'm thinking of a garden. And if you were a flower to grace that garden, what flower would you be and why? Let's start with China, because you look like you're thinking hard, girl.
We gonna start with LaDonna or me.
Trying to face like, listen,
Yes, she's thinking.
Who going first? China or
you.
okay, me?
Yeah.
I'll be a lotus flower.
Oh. That's lotus, Leash.
And I would be the lotus flower because it grows through the mud.
All right.
It grows. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. It grows through the mud.
And you're the first lotus flower in our garden.
Thank you. Love it.
Wow, I like that. And Miss LaDonna?
We just had this conversation in our women's group. I promise.
Really?
I said the rose then, and I'm gonna say the rose again because and that roses have thorns, and I do understand that in life we're gonna go through some things. But I do know one thing though, that in order for every flower, I don't care what flower you are to grow, you got to have the dirt put on it, whether we want to.
Always.
Now, I'm going to ask you, Miss LaDonna, what color rose? Because Lissha is our only rose in the garden right now, but she's a purple rose. Remember, Lissha? So I'm keeping track of all our flowers in our garden. What color rose, Miss LaDonna?
Well, I think I'll go ahead and I'll take the pink. I'll let her have the purple.
She had a purple. Okay.
Now, T. All right, T. What flower would you be in the garden?
Ooh, tonight I'm gonna be a sunflower.
Oh,
because I'm just that sunny disposition.
I love it.
And they always grow so tall, and it's like they always overlook, everything. So that's been on my heart lately.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Ladies, we so appreciate you guys coming to kick it with us in the chat room. As T said, you guys are welcome back anytime. We want you to shout out all of your social media where everybody can get in contact with you and let them know the dates and where everybody can get your books. Make sure you shout out websites if you have those.
Okay. LaDonna, you want to go or?
My website and stuff. Oh, girl. Okay. My website is www.authorityconsultingservices.com. Anything you want to know about me, it has to do with authority. The authorities.
All right.
Well, I do most of my business on Instagram. I am an Instagram person, so I turned that into my website. I have a website, but Instagram, China the Writer, is at China_the_writer. And all of my books are on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Tangled in a Lover's Web. Sister World, the world of African American women, comes out on Halloween, but all of that will be on Instagram.
Awesome. Well,
thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome. We had so much fun with you ladies today. We thank y'all for coming to kick it with us in the chat room, and we will see you guys soon. Also, guys, don't forget Vision and Books 2022 is coming. I'm so excited. Y'all keep your cyber eyes peeled. I'm going to start rolling out the first phase of getting the book events together, getting our sponsorships together. So y'all keep your eyes out for that. We thank you guys. As always, we're going to take a brief break and we'll be back with Al, the Prophet Bradley.
Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you. Stay safe.
You guys be safe. Oh, see, that was great. That was so much fun.
It was good. So we'll be back in a little bit with our next guest.
Absolutely.